Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the opposite of last week's video. This is the 5 worst things about riding a motorcycle. Let's go! So first on our list is going to be the weather, especially when it's cold and wet. If you've ever been out on a bike, you're going to know about this. And if you've only got a bike as your only method of transportation like me, then the colder and wetter times of the year is not very fun. If it's wet, you can't really ride at 100%, so you have to take it a bit easier, especially because your tyres are going to be a bit more slippy. And you have to make sure you've got more of a distance between you and the vehicle in front of you, and also behind, and that car's very close behind me. Luckily it's not wet. Let's get past these. Especially when it's cold out, you stop feeling your fingers. You can wear gloves and get really expensive gloves that try and keep your hands warm, or heated ones, but it's not really a fun thing to be doing riding around in the winter. In the summer, it's a hell of a lot better, but you can get too hot, but we'll leave that one there because we all prefer the summer over the winter. Starting to feel a little bit chilly. Ooh! Second on our list is those wonderful cages. They can be a real nuisance, especially when you're like riding in a group and you're all filtering through traffic. Usually the first person at the front will filter through, and then you'll find there's some absolute nincompoops that just move over to the right to block you from actually filtering. And I don't know what they get out of it. We're not like making them get stuck in traffic more than they already are. It's just an absolute nightmare. Oh, we can make it. We can make it. But yeah, when just cars just do stupid things, we're already on a vehicle that's more dangerous than a car, and then they do things to put you at risk, which is absolutely stupid. I'm not saying all drivers are like it, but there's a certain amount of them that are absolute arseholes. I think one comes to mind when I was borrowing my friend's Gixxer 750. It's a 2015 plate. Doesn't have ABS, and it was wet and rainy out, and I was riding back from the medical assessment that I needed to have after having my motorbike crash. And I was riding along, and I saw in the mirrors that there was a vehicle probably about just a little bit less than 2 meters behind me. And in the wet, the rule is leave like a 4-second gap. And it was very wet, and it was pouring down with rain, and this vehicle was quite close to me, so I just turned around and gestured to give me a bit more room. I was just like, mate, can you scoot off a little bit? And then he proceeded to get, I don't know, about half a metre to a metre behind me, so he got even closer just because he's a dickhead. It was that close I could have almost punched the fucking bonnet. But I just don't understand why. I think these people just hate motorbikes so much that they just want to put people at risk. And like I said a couple of minutes ago, when you're filtering and they try and block you, more often than not, they do it when you're like just about to go past them. So let's say there's one in front of me and I was about to do it, they'll push me to the right where I'd almost hit that van there. It's so annoying. I absolutely hate it. Number 3 is going to be having a target on our back constantly, just because we ride one of these. And what I mean by that is the the amount of times that you will be stopped by police just for having a motorbike is ridiculous. It's things like, oh, you were speeding when you weren't, because where a motorbike is a smaller vehicle, sometimes it does look like it's going faster than what it is. You'll get stopped for the sound the bike makes if you've got an exhaust on it. You'll get stopped just for things that police think, oh, I can stop them for that and give them a ticket, when we're not actually doing anything wrong. I know that we do like to have fun on motorbikes, but it's not fair to be tarred with the same brush as people that are doing like 140 mile an hour or more than that, and then just because they're on a black bike and you've got, let's say they're on a black bike and they've got a white helmet, and then they're speeding past, and then they see me on a black bike with a white helmet that say I'm riding along fine, they'll stop me and assume that I'm that person just because I look relatively similar and I'm on a similar bike. But it's not great to be stopped by police, to be fair. Just because you ride a bike, it just feels like they want to stop you just because they can, and get out their power stick and try and hit you with it. But yeah, it's annoying. It's absolutely annoying. So fourth on our list is gonna be the people that don't ride motorcycles that feel the need to moan at you for stupid reasons. Like when someone comes up to you and you're just sort of like sat on your bike somewhere waiting around for friends to turn up, whatever the situation is, but you're just sat there on your bike but not actually riding it, and you get someone that comes up to you like a Karen and just says something like, oh, you know, you shouldn't really be riding a motorcycle, it's dangerous. It's like, yeah, but a lot of things in life are dangerous. And they're like, yeah, but I know someone that knows someone that knows someone else that was in a motorcycle crash, and now that they don't ride anymore, and it's dangerous because they almost lost their life. It's like, yeah, that's part of riding a motorbike. We know it's dangerous. You can be in a car and be in a crash and it's dangerous, and then what's your point? What's your point there? It's just it's just stupid. They just come up to you out of the blue and just start telling you things on why you shouldn't ride, and then assuming that you're an absolute buffoon for having one in the first place. But there's a thing that you can say to them which I think it would work anyway, is just turn around and say, okay, so that person you know that knows someone else and all that lot, you ask them if they could ride a motorcycle again after the crash. Let's say that the crash is limiting them from actually getting on a bike. Just say, if they actually could ride a motorbike again, do you think they would? And I can guarantee the answer is always going to be yes. Maybe not always, but you know, more often than not, if someone can ride a motorbike and they absolutely love it and they have a crash, they're probably going to get on a bike again. Hence, I was in a crash in September and I'm back on a bike. It's just one of those things. If you love it, and you're going to do it. And for people to try and talk us out of doing things that we enjoy, it's stupid. Like, we wouldn't go up to a complete stranger and just go, do you know what? I really don't like the fact that you're still using Heelys in 2023. Just let people live their lives and enjoy themselves. Oh man, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold. I can't feel my fingies. Last on our list, as I am getting freezing, is the snobbery. And what I mean is sort of, you've got different types of snobbery when riding a motorbike. You've got sort of the class snobbery of, especially between like the 600 class and the 1000cc class, is you get people that come up to you and go, oh, what cc's that? Like complete strangers yet again. What cc's that? Go, it's a 700. So obviously it's in the 600 class, but you go, oh, it's a 700, and they're like, don't even talk to me unless you're riding a foul. and I had that, what was it, last week, and don't even talk to me unless you've got a foul. And then the person proceeded to show me pictures of the bike from about 2017, and I went, why are you showing me really old pictures? He goes, oh, because I sold it. And I went, oh, so you're just showing me pictures of someone else's bike now, are you? Yeah, it's just one of those things that you get, which is quite stupid. You've obviously got the snobbery between Harley Davidsons and any other bike that exists. You'll get a fair few Harley riders that will ride past you, and you'll give them a little nod or a wave, and they just they just act like you're invisible just because they ride a Harley. Not all of them, of course, because I know a couple of people with Harleys and they nod at everyone, but there's just a bit of snobbery in this motorcycle world between certain things, especially you got, say, like people on 125s and people on, let's say, a 500. It's just, there's no need to give someone shit just because they ride a lower powered motorcycle, or just because theirs is slower than yours, or other things. It's just, there's absolutely no need for the snobbery, and it's just pathetic. It's just a bunch of men, usually, having a dick measuring contest. That's all it is. With the chicken strips as well, you've got people that go, oh, look at the size of your chicken strips, you're a shit rider, all of this. We had that, oh hello, we had that a couple of months ago when it was like minus temperatures, so the roads are all icy, and my mate turned up on his bike and someone else that does track days was like, oh, look at the size of your chicken strips. And he was like, mate, I'm not going to be trying to get a knee down when the weather's like this. It's absolutely preposterous. But yeah, they're my top 5 worst things about riding a motorbike. Let me know in the comments what you think of the video and if you've got any to add to the list. And I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching.